There are roughly 900 statues on Easter Island, and not one came with a note explaining why. That's one of history's most enduring unsolved mysteries, and we've been obsessing over it for 300 years. The answer keeps changing, and honestly, that makes it even more fascinating. The Rapa Nui began carving these stone giants in the 13th century on one of the most remote specks of land on the planet, a tiny volcanic island in the middle of the Pacific. Over 900 Moai stand there, averaging more than twice human height and carrying over 200 times as much mass. For centuries, the best explanation anyone had was basically, "We don't know, they're very big, moving on." What makes the Moai genuinely mind-bending isn't that we have no theories, it's that we have too many. And every time archaeology hands us an answer, the island casually snatches it back. Theory 1. Ancestor worship. This is the big one, and it's held up the longest. To the Rapa Nui, Moai weren't decorations. They were embodiments of ancestral spirits. Each statue represented a deceased chief, believed to carry mana, a spiritual force protecting the living community. By erecting Moai on stone platforms called ahu, clans ensured protection, fertility, and prosperity. These weren't silent gods. They were family. Here's the detail that destroys people when they find out. Moai are not just heads. Many statues have full torsos buried underground, revealed through modern excavations. Your entire life you thought Easter Island was giant heads poking out of grass. It's actually full-body statues. The island just ate the rest of them. Some statues had eyes made from white coral and dark obsidian pupils, inserted during ceremonies, the act that likely activated their spiritual power. They weren't always watching. They were switched on for specific rituals, then switched off again. That's not primitive. That's theatrical. Theory 2. Political power. Scholars long assumed that monuments this enormous required a king at the top commanding thousands of workers. Rival chiefs, the theory went, competed by building taller and taller statues, a prehistoric arms race carved in volcanic rock. Sounds reasonable. Here's the problem. A study published in November 2025 in PLOS One found that Moai were created by many separate groups rather than a single unified authority. Analysis revealed 30 distinct quarrying zones across the crater, each with varied carving techniques, matching the decentralized, clan-based pattern documented across Rapa Nui society. No megalomaniac pharaoh directed this operation. Regular people, working in their own communities, just decided to do this, together, which somehow makes it more impressive and more confusing at the same time. Here's a question for you. Which theory feels most convincing so far? Ancestor worship or the political power play? Let me know in the comments below, because we're about to hit theories that might blow both of them out of the water. Theory 3. Astronomical alignment. Some Moai and their platforms appear to align with solstices, equinoxes, and star movements. Ahu Akivi's 7 Moai face the exact point where the sun sets during the equinox. Precise, intentional. But Rapa Nui oral history shows no strong evidence of deep astronomical knowledge, so either that knowledge was lost or we're pattern-matching shapes onto the sky. Theory 4. Resource markers. Researchers mapped Moai locations against the island's resources, farmland, fishing spots, and critically, fresh water. Rainfall on Easter Island is low, and water percolates fast through porous volcanic rock. What they found was striking. Statue size corresponded to available water. Where there was no water, there were no Moai. As one researcher put it, every time they found massive amounts of fresh water, they found giant statues. Maybe the Moai weren't just spiritual guardians. Maybe they were also life-saving signposts dressed in sacred stone. Theory 5. Fertile soil. Research suggests Moai were constructed to encourage agricultural fertility during droughts. The Rano Raraku quarry, where statues were carved, contained some of the richest soil on the island, plus a rainwater-fed lake ideal for growing food when other regions failed. Spiritual headquarters and the best farmland. The Rapa Nui didn't think that was a coincidence. Theory 6. Not isolation, but connection. We assumed Rapa Nui developed in total isolation. New evidence challenges that entirely. Signs of multiple settlements and ongoing cultural exchange through seafaring networks suggest the Moai may be the product of a vast Polynesian cultural conversation happening across thousands of miles of ocean. Ancestor worship, political competition, astronomical calendars, freshwater maps, agricultural magic, Pan-Pacific exchange. Every theory has evidence. Every theory has been challenged. 900 stone faces staring inward, still watching, still waiting for us to figure it out. If this cracked open your curiosity, smash that like button and subscribe. We're just getting started on the ancient world's greatest unsolved puzzles. Drop your own Moai theory in the comments. You might be the one who finally cracks it.